the last year of the liceo with my former classmates. Now we're celebrating the end of our examinations. Sylvia, who spent a year with us in Chicago, Claudia, Rosella, Giulio, Fabio, Alessandro. Names like flowers or bells. And me, Margot Harrington. More friends are coming later. Sylvia's parents, my host family, have a summer house just outside Terra Nova, but we're camping on the beach, 5 kilometers down the coast. The coast is safe, they say, though there are bandits in the centro. Wow. It's my birthday, August 1st, and we've had a supper of bluefish and squid that we caught with a net. The squid taste like rubber bands, the heavy kind that I used to chew on in grade school, and that boys sometimes used to snap our bottoms with in junior high. Life is sharp and snappy, too, full of promise, like the sting of those rubber bands. I've passed my examinations with distinction. I'm going to Harvard in the fall, well, to Radcliffe. I've got an Italian boyfriend named Fabio Fabriani, and I've just been skinny dipping in the stinging cold salt sea. The others have put their clothes on now. I can see them below me, sitting around the remains of the fire in shorts and halter tops and shirts with the sleeves rolled up 2 turns, talking, glancing up nervously. But I want to savor the taste, thrill of my own nakedness a little longer, unembarrassed in the dwindling light. It's the scariest thing I've ever done, except coming to Italy in the first place. Fabio sits with his back toward me while he smokes a cigarette, pretending to be angry because I won't come down. But when I close my eyes and will him to turn, he puts his cigarette out in the sand and turns. Just at that moment, I jump, sucking in my breath for a scream, but then holding it in case I need it later, which I do. I hit the Tyrrhenian Sea feet first, generating little waves that will, in theory, soon be lapping the beaches along the entire western coast of Italy, Sicily, and North Africa, too. The Tyrrhenian Sea responds by closing over me, and its pitch, not like the pool in Chicago where I learned to swim, but deep and dark and dangerous and deadly. The air in my lungs, the scream I saved for just such an occasion, carries me up to the surface, and I strike out for the cove, meeting Fabio before I'm halfway there, wondering if, like me, he's naked under the water, and not knowing for sure till we're walking waist deep, and he takes me by the shoulders and kisses me, and I can feel something bobbing against my legs like a floating cork. We haven't made love yet, but it won't be long now. Oh, Dio mio. The waiting is so lovely. He squeezes my buns, and I squeeze his, surprised. And then we splash into the beach and put on our clothes. What I didn't know at the time was that my mother had become seriously ill. Instead of spending the rest of the summer in Sardinia, I had to go back to Chicago, and then, after that, nothing happened. I mean, none of the things I'd expected to happen happened. Instead of making love with Fabio Fabriani on the verge of the Tyrrhenian Sea, I got laid on a vinyl sofa in the back room of SNCC headquarters on 47th Street. Instead of going to Harvard, I went to Edgar Lee Masters College, where Mama had taught art history for 20 years. Instead of going to graduate school, I spent 2 years at the Institute for Paper Technology on Green Bay Avenue. Instead of becoming a research chemist, I apprenticed myself to a book conservator in Hyde Park, and then took a position in the conservation department of the Newberry Library. Instead of getting married and having a daughter of my own, I lived at home and looked after Mama, who was dying of lung cancer. A year went by, 2 years, 3 years, 4. Mama died. Papa lost.